Hi everyone, I hope everyone's doing well. Today we're gonna make some shrimp tostadas for lunch, and they're really good. You can make them hot or cold. Today we're gonna do the hot version, but I'll tell you some tricks if you wanna make the cold version next time. And let's just jump right in. Okay, we're going to put these corn tortillas down on our Pampered Chef, of course, baking pan. And we're just going to crisp these up in the oven. We're going to do that by adding a little bit of olive oil, and then we are going to cook each side for about 5 minutes at 425, or just to when they get to whatever kind of doneness that you like. We're just going to kind of spread that all around. We are going to put them in the oven for 5 minutes, flip them over and do another 5 minutes. And then we'll have some crispy little tostada shells. This recipe will actually probably give you about 12 of these, but I'm gonna half it. We'll have a lunch and a dinner portion. All right, be right back. I'm gonna throw these in the oven. Okay, so basically I made these little tostadas by rubbing both sides with olive oil. I cooked them at 425 with 5 minutes on each side, and this is what we're gonna serve our dish on. I've already preheated my skillet, and I'll give you a better view. Dropped our shrimp on. So this here is just under a pound of shrimp. We're gonna dice this up for our meals. So if you're gonna go with jumbo or larger shrimp, you can cut that back to 3/4 or half a pound, depending on how much shrimp you want in each bite. If you're gonna go with the smaller shrimp, you're gonna want about a pound of shrimp to make all of your tostadas. So I've already got these going here to kind of get them moving around. I'm gonna put a blackening Cajun powder on there. I like to make my own because then I can adjust the heat to kind of what my family likes. And I'll put this recipe on here as far as what the recipe is for this blackening powder. And I'm gonna really get them covered well and get those cooking up. When these sides cook a little bit, I'm gonna flip them over. And don't forget, there is olive oil in the pan, so you don't need to add any extra butter. This isn't really like a shrimp scampi or anything. We're just trying to get these shrimp to have a nice flavor and be grilled, and the olive oil is gonna do that for you. Okay, let me change your view. I don't know, yeah, it's probably a little bit better. So you can see the shrimp is cooking up really nice. The olive oil's getting them a nice kind of juicy feeling going on. The blackening powder is gonna be spicy. I'm gonna move those around a little bit so none of them stick. And on this side, which is already oiled and heated up, we're gonna start our veggies. So when I make a hot version of these tostadas, I use zucchini that I chop up, and this is a cup of zucchini. If I do the cold version, then I use a cup of diced cucumber. So you can make this dish hot or cold. The only difference is you're going to obviously let the shrimp cool before you mix it all together. But we're gonna do the hot version today. This also has a cup of red onion. Basically, if you were doing the cold version, you would use still a cup of red onion. You just wouldn't cook it. You're actually gonna put that in there raw, because your cucumbers are gonna be raw too. So you're gonna have a really nice little crunch to that. So when it's hot, on a hot day, that's a really good little dish to have. And then we have one diced serrano pepper that we're going to add into this mixture. And again, if you're doing the cold version, you just wouldn't cook it. But since I'm doing the hot version, I'm gonna mix them all in together and cook them down and just give them a little bit of cook to them so they soften up, kind of bring out those flavors. This recipe is also gonna call for a cup of diced tomatoes and one cubed avocado. So avocado gets a really kind of funky, bitter taste if you don't cook it right. So I always add that avocado in right at the end, right when we're getting ready to eat. And you know, tomato gets mushy as it cooks or overcooks. So I always add the tomato in right at the end. So it's gonna heat up a little bit just from the heat of everything that's cooking, but we're not actually gonna cook it. And I don't really like avocado cooked too much. Sometimes I'll fry an egg and put it inside an avocado and bake it a little bit. But for the most part, you don't wanna really cook it. You can do some really nice grill marks, but not cook it all the way through. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more spice to our shrimp because my family likes things spicy. Today's Friday, so we eat seafood or no meat on Fridays because it's Lenten season, getting ready for Easter. So we do a lot of shrimp dishes, a lot of fish dishes. There's a linguine and clam sauce dish that comes out every Lenten season because it's easy to make. and fits kind of right into our beliefs there. So we're gonna stir these up. You can see they're starting to get a really nice coat of seasoning. I kind of push them off to their side a little bit, and it's okay if they, like the juices from the shrimp get over to the veggies, because we're gonna mix them all together at the end anyway, so that's okay. So let me get these veggies to cook up. I'm gonna turn my heat up just a little bit on this side. There we go. And that Cajun seasoning has a lot of really good flavors, but one thing I add in my Cajun is New Mexico chili powder. It has a really good kick to it, and it's not so spicy that you're like, gosh, what did I just eat? This is my blend of a cup of garlic powder, a cup of black pepper, and half a cup of kosher salt. So we're gonna let these keep cooking. These shrimp already look really good. When I get to the point that the shrimp are kind of done, but I still wanna cook my veggies a little bit more, I'll just turn that side of the burner off so they stay nice and warm, nice and hot. And they're kind of getting there already. Our veggies need just a little bit longer to get the nice and softness and flavors going. But we're gonna let this cook up maybe 3 to 5 minutes longer and go from there. Okay, so our shrimp are completely done. Our veggies are done. Let me fix your view here. There we go. See how nice they look? The shrimp are full of all of those spices. The veggies have cooked down so they're nice and soft but absorbed a lot of flavor. We're gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon onto our shrimp and a little bit on our veggies. We're also gonna do a little bit of lime on both. Your cold version will have the same exact thing. Like I said, the only difference is you're going to replace out this zucchini with cucumber. Get my burners turned off here. Perfect. So what I am going to do now is take these shrimp, I'm gonna dice them up, and then we're gonna mix everything together. We're gonna add some tomatoes back in, or the tomatoes in. We're gonna add the avocado, some green onions, and then we're going to top it off with just a little bit of cheese if that's what you prefer. Not everyone likes cheese in their seafood, and then put it all back to, or present it all on the tostada. So I will be right back. Let me get these diced up. Okay, so I got my shrimp diced up, put them back in the pan, because we are going to just mix this all together and get all of those juices absorbed in. Got our veggies together. Spoon it in this bowl so we can add the last of our ingredients in. Nice kind of bite size. Remember, this is going on a tostada, so we don't want them to be too big of chunks. I want the chunks to be just a little bit smaller. It's really funny is I actually don't eat seafood, so during this season it's always hard for me. But I do try out all my flavors, like when I make my blackening and seasoning and things like that. I do try out all the flavors to make sure that they taste right, and then I try the recipe once just because I'm not a big fan of seafood, and make sure at least it tastes good. And then I make Terry try the rest from there. So this is actually one of his favorite little recipes here. I'm gonna add in my tomato. Stir that up really well. Can you see in there? I don't think you can. Let me see. Here we go. Stir that up really well. So you got all of those juices. You got the tomatoes in there now. And there we go. Then I'm gonna add in my avocado. I'm gonna do a little bit of my salt and pepper mixture so it all kind of feels bright and has a really good flavor to it. And this is kind of it. I don't stir too much once I have the avocado in there, because you know avocado can start to get mushy and stick together. But this is kind of it. We're gonna put this on a plate and we're gonna garnish it up. So let me get a plate and I'll be right back. Okay, so I put my cutting board on here just so you can get a better view. I don't normally plate this way, but I want it to look really nice for you. So we're gonna take our tostada shell. We're gonna spoon our mixture right in the middle there. A nice little tower here. We're gonna add some of our diced onions. And Terry likes a little bit of cheese, so I'm gonna do just a little bit of cheese. And clean up my plate so you can see how pretty it looks when I take a picture. And you know what, I'll put two of them together. Be a really nice little set there. This tortilla maybe should go this way is probably better. Sometimes these tostadas, they crinkle in a weird kind of way, so I don't want everything to fall off. But I like having the homemade taco shells or tostada shells a little bit better. So I make mine as often as I can. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but I'll give you a better view. See? So we have a chili rubbed shrimp that we've cooked in some olive oil. It has zucchini and a serrano chili and red onion that's been cooked up together with garlic, salt, all in olive oil. We diced up that shrimp, mixed it all together, and at the very end added in some tomatoes and avocado. And now we have shrimp tostadas for lunch. That might be a little bit better view. There we go. Lunch is served. Well, that's it. That's the easy recipe. I'm trying to do all my easy ones for you, but ones that I've made before that people really like. So hopefully you guys like this one as well. Just remember to add that tomato and avocado in at the end. If you do want to do a cold version is good too. Just after you cook the shrimp, let them cool down, chill them, and then you're going to put everything in there cold. Instead of zucchini, you're going to add cucumber. But I think that's really the only change in all of that. So I hope you guys like it. I hope everyone is doing really, really well. I'll do another recipe, I guess, in a couple of days and kind of go from there. If you have any questions, reach out and I will post the recipe in the comments, and I'll also post the recipe for the Cajun, the blackening seasoning that I make. It's the same one that we used on the last recipe, so you guys might want to make some of your own. I use it a lot, so you guys might want to make one too. And I hope everyone's doing great. Bye-bye.